What cannot bring you satisfaction in this life cannot bring you satisfaction in the next. Therefore, a religion that proposes such cannot but be a false religion. Hello, welcome to the show The Truth Unveiled. I am your host, Father John Okeredu. How can we tell a false revelation, that is, that the revelation is not from God? I'll pose a common objection to this. Father, you give us an impossible task. Many religions claim to have been revealed by God. If not, they claim to daily commune with God. We are fine sticking with the religion of our ancestors. Thank you. Now, man can know a divine revelation, for otherwise the revelation is absurd. Why is it given? Why should God manifest a truth if he does not at the same time attach to his manifestation certain sure marks by which man can know that the revelation is from God? If God reveals, belief in that revelation is demanded of man. But man would believe irrationally if there were any doubt about whether God had revealed the truth at all. Hence, man must be absolutely sure that God is the one revealing the truth to him, and therefore God must invest the revelation with certain unmistakable marks by which it can be known as coming from him and from no one else. Again, if man cannot be certain that revelation is divine, then he can never be certain that this truth marks the path to God or shows the way in which God wishes to be worshipped. There are some few indications that a purported revelation is false and not from God. 1. If anything contrary to right reason or the laws of morality are contained in the pretended revelation, it is false, since God does not lie or sanction anything unholy. For instance, if God sends you to lie in order to accomplish a mission, or sends you to go and commit a crime in order to accomplish a mission, it is clear that that revelation is not from God. There is this thing said of a religion which everyone knows is a rather popular religion. They say that if you die in the process of propagating your religion, you will get in the next life 10 virgins. That you have a perpetual enjoyment of sensual pleasure. Now I ask, that is opposed to right reason, because by right reason we see and we know that material things cannot satisfy man. So even when you have one sensual pleasure after the other, you cannot get satisfaction. So how then can that be the lot of your full satisfaction and happiness in the next world? That is clearly an error, because what cannot bring you satisfaction in this life cannot bring you satisfaction in the next. Therefore, a religion that proposes such cannot but be a false religion. 2. If the pretended revelation contains self-contradictory doctrines, it is false, since the contradictions would ultimately be attributable to God. 3. If the pretended revelation requires for its propagation violence and deceit, it is false, for such methods are unworthy of God's truth. There is another religion as history undisputably shows that they have grown and spread by violence. Either you surrender or you are killed with the sword. How can that be? How can God, who created the whole universe out of nothing, not be able to make you, to make me, to submit to Him without force? Yes, He created man free with free will, but He's able to bend our will without doing violence to us. He can remove the obstacles. How can God make us to ascend to the truth? The intellect was made for the truth, the will was made for the good. That's the object of these faculties. Intellect for the truth, the will for the good. And so whatever obstacles there are in the way of ascending to the truth or following the good, God is able to remove them in such a way that we can freely ascend to the truth, freely follow the good, because He created us. So a religion that insists that it must be spread by violence, and that has in fact been spread by violence, cannot be a true religion, but a false religion. 4. If the pretended revelation contradicts a divinely sanctioned religion, it is false, since God cannot contradict His own former statement. This is very important, because people tend to think that God changes. God is eternal. He is changeless. So if He has revealed what is to be believed about Him, if He has revealed how He is to be worshipped with clear and unmistakable signs, then that cannot change. For any religion to come afterwards and say that no, this is the way it should be now, that would be a contradiction. That would be to impute to God this change. That is to say that God changes, to make God a most perfect being and imperfect being as we are. That is a blasphemy. These are some of the few indications that a pretended revelation is false and not from God. Finally, the moment you start excusing either the errors in the purported revelation or outrightly rejecting some of it, or the moment you observe that the religion allows gross immorality and anything opposed to sound morals and reason, that religion must be denounced as false and rejected, irrespective of whether it is or was the religion of your parents or ancestors. You have no choice in the matter. You are obliged to reject the religion. See you next time. This is the truth unveiled.